Welcome to Leadership Legacy Radio, where we inspire you to live your dreams, encourage you to take massive action, and be your authentic and genuine self. We focus on 3 pillars. That's empowering youth, equipping leaders, and enriching marriages so that you can go out and dominate your space.
If you're ready to dominate, you're listening to the right show. This is the Leadership Legacy Radio. Now let's go.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I still get super excited about hearing that intro. Not that I'm biased or anything, but it's a great intro. So if you have time, go back and listen to that intro because it's phenomenal. But today I want to talk about winning the battle within. Now, one of my favorite talks since writing my book, Unstoppable Belief, has been this talk specifically. And it's the biggest obstacle isn't around us, it's inside of us. And I want to challenge you to ask yourself, what am I saying to myself? What conversations am I currently having that I shouldn't be having that I still entertain? You know, you can't live a life of unstoppable belief by constantly listening to negative self-talk. I know for me, this was hard, especially in the midst of writing this book. Now, the truth is, the loudest voice that shapes your future isn't going to be around you, is the one that's inside of you. And I remember as I was writing this book, as I was developing the content around it, as I was speaking on it, as I was talking about it, one of the things that kept coming up was my negative self-talk. I kept hearing things like, who's going to listen to you? What if nobody buys it? What if you fail in front of everybody? And you know what? The voices, they were relentless. They kept coming at me. And it wasn't anybody else saying it. It was me. It was coming from me. And so what I want to challenge you to do is I want you to get very intentional about what are you saying to yourself. You have to start talking to yourself versus listening to yourself. Listening to yourself is things of the past, things that may have been spoken, things that may have been done before, but no longer serving you or the truth. Because I had to remember something for me to actually shift. So one day I asked myself, what if none of that was true? What if you are as good as you say that you are? What if you are very good? What if you are actually where you need to be successful? And things started to shift for me. That moment that I started talking to myself versus listening to myself, I started speaking faith. I started speaking encouragement, and I was no longer paralyzed by fear. So there's 3 things that I want to share with you that kind of came up as I was getting ready to talk about this. So I'm relaunching my book, and I'm really excited about this because I want you to start silencing the lies and speak life. It's important that you start encouraging yourself. You have to take control of the things that are going into your mind. I remember one of my mentors saying there's 3 things that you need to do. You need to what habits do you need to end? And it's really important that you understand that there are certain habits that aren't serving you. What are those habits? And you need to let them go. The second thing is, what thoughts are you having? And this is what we're talking about today. The thoughts that you're having that no longer serve you. They could have been things that have been spoken over you. They could have been things from the past. But what thoughts are you having that are no longer serving you? You need to let those go. And the third thing that he said is friendships. What friendships aren't serving you? So if you think about that, not everybody's meant to be on the journey or continue to go on the journey with you. So the 3 things that you need to end is the habits, the thoughts, and the friendships that no longer serve you in where you are in this particular journey in your life. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is the beliefs that you practice daily. Every day you need to practice something that serves you. You need to develop yourself. You need to encourage yourself. What's one decision that you need to make to get you closer to your goal? What discipline does that need to be? What specific kind of drive do you need to focus on to get to where you want to go? And then the last thing is your internal conversation that sets the external transformation. Listen, that internal conversation that you have. One of the things that I started doing is I love listening to faith-filled worship music. But one of the things that I started to do is I started to speak life. And I was never a fan of affirmations, like just saying positive thoughts. But what I started doing is I had affirmations about who I am and what I can do. And it's really important that you understand that what you can do is different from what you've been told that you could do. For me, it all started when I started to think differently about myself and where I was going and the journey that I was on. It started to open doors for me. I started to be confident in the rooms that I was sent to and the things that I was called to do. Because listen, when you are confident, you show up differently, you talk differently, and you in regards to, let's say you are a speaker, you tend to perform differently. And so I want you to understand that that is really important, because opportunities that you have been praying for are about to come your way, and you need to be ready. And in order to be ready, you need to have the right mindset to go after it, right? So to develop unstoppable belief, you have to go and do the things that you've been called to do. Listen, unstoppable belief is built from the inside out. Before you conquer anything on the outside, you need to conquer the voices that are in your mind, the things that you're saying. So instead of listening to yourself, I want you to talk to yourself. Your challenge today is to listen to the language that you're using. What language are you using? What things are you doing? And how can you take your life to the next level by not feeding into fear? Because your next level of life is waiting for you to recognize that you're ready, that you're new, that you're in there, and that your new conversation is going to drive you to where you want to go. Listen, in order to build win the battle within, you will need to see that you are already unstoppable just the way that you are. You don't need no new thing. You don't need no new resources, but you need to have the right mindset. So start talking to yourself and win that battle within. I hope this serves you. I hope this helps you. I want you to go out and crush it and go out and dominate your space.